Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, how you doing? How was your holiday? You happy? I had a good time. We made a whole bunch of cookies and I ate them, and then people brought over cookies and I ate them too, and I should have had something healthy. So my competition is myself. I'm competing with myself. I got to watch my waistline. I decided to get in shape, and I chose the shape of a pear. Let's go see how our friend Steve-O is doing here. Knock, knock, knock. Come out of the green room. Hi.
Hi.
Greetings.
Yes.
How was your holidazzle?
Every day's a holiday for me.
Oh, one of those.
What does that mean?
That means you got Christmas lights always blinking in the background.
That means I have no decorations because I decorate my apartment for every day, for every holiday, so no special decorations.
I understand.
So, hey, I got one for you, though.
What's up?
I heard that Santa only has pennies and dimes. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Santa is Nicholas. I thought that was funny, and I use these in my walk around, and maybe someday I'll share with you as to what I do with them. So, but I thought that was a great joke when I heard that. So yeah. There you go.
Quarters. We've got quarters. It's Nicholas. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Very cute.
Oh,
you left me speechless.
They were talking about competition. Read everybody what you put in the banner there. I thought that was, once again, your thoughts.
Well, I don't have that right in front of me.
It was in the event page. Did you look at that?
Well, I typed it in there, but I don't have it in front of me. Hey, we've got a.
It's okay.
Gary says hello.
It's the top of your head. It is Gary. Yeah.
Well, on the top of my head is, are you competing with yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, competition is kind of pointless. It only works when there's a finish line and a goal, like in sports. But when you're at this, and if your goal is to be, doing magic till you're dead, when you're dead, that's the goal. I don't understand.
I told it all, so I don't have to talk anymore.
I filled it all up.
By the way, I talked to Gary this morning, and it's great being able to talk to our members. So yes, this was brought up in a conversation about competition, and I thought this would be a good topic for us to cover.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to approach this in the idea that there are two ways of looking at this, and one is a level of who is my competition, what is my competition, and then the next level is competition good. So as I go through this today, I want everybody to kind of evaluate their perception about what they think about competition. So let's start with the first one, and that is, what is your competition? I've made some notes here, so that's why I'm going to be looking down here, so I remember to cover everything I wanted to share. So when you're competing, obviously you're competing with in your mind, you're competing with other opportunities, or someone who gets the pick. They're the choice, So. And everybody, when it comes to magicians, they're trying to think, well, who's my competition? When I ask them, sometimes I'll quite ask them, so who's your competition? And sometimes they'll say da 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 da, or I don't know, And I say, well, it's good to know your competition, what we call the competition, and there are reasons why. Not that you're actually competing with them, but to learn how to work with them. So we're gonna get into that a little bit later on in the second part, but here's the problem. In the prospect's mind, they kind of lump magicians all into the same basket.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I was a activity director at a retirement home and I was looking at magicians, I would, unless I had a different perception about each one of them, I would see them all as the same. So the competition in the mind of the activity director is not really a magician, another magician. It's probably the storyteller, the musician, the singer, the comedian, those type of people that they bring in on a regular basis. Hopefully it's you. They're including you in that. So what it comes down to is, as I just said, is how do you position yourself in their minds? And that's one of the things I covered in the marketing for senior audiences, is to know how to position yourself in their mind about who you are and what it is you have to offer. Now, there are different types of presentations for magicians. You can play a character, like I do. I play Professor Hardo. I've never done this Professor Hardo for a senior audience, but I could. But there are others who play other characters. This holiday season, there are people who probably did magic shows as Santa or Santa's helper or Mrs. Claus. There are different characters like that. And that does interest, activity directors to bring that type of program in. And then you've got the ones that are strictly doing comedy magic, make people laugh. It is geared more towards seniors. Or the ones that are more serious, the ones that do their magic to music and something beautiful. And then you've got themed shows, the holiday shows, So what do you do after Christmas? What kind of theme do you? Well, I had one contact me just recently. They're saying, we want some entertainment for our Betty White celebration. I thought that was interesting. Or you may have Frosty the Snowman's birthday thing, or whatever, of course you got Valentine's Day and Easter, all these other themes that you could be theming your show and around, so basically what you're doing is you're offering contrast. You have, so we look at competition as being negative, but in reality, the contrast is what makes it appealing. So it has to do with your own perception about how you see this. So magicians have the ability to offer something different. In fact, I've had numerous ones in the last year after I sent my marketing material out, and they contacted me. They said, "We've never had a magician." What? Yeah, they never had a magician. So I'm the first magician they brought in, and that was a great opportunity for me. So in reality, my competition were not other magicians, because they weren't even thinking about that. My competition was what they were using instead of me.
Sure.
So all right. So competition is good. That's why McDonald's is on one corner, on the other corner is Burger King, and then you got Taco Bell, and they're all right there on the same corner. Now, the reason why is because it gives people a choice, So, contrast. Do I want a taco today, or do I want a burger, whatever it is I want? So it's not all the same, and yet, so we as magicians do have a challenge to break out of that mold that people sometimes put magicians, that we're all just, guys doing tricks, trying to fool people. And so now how do you do that? Well, the only way I know to do that is to put it in your marketing material. So you have to have a website with pictures and good copywriting, describing who you are and what it is you do, and being able to identify your brand. What is it that makes you unique, that they want when they see you and they think of you? What is it? What is that brand? And then one of the better ways of doing that is by having a video. I know, as I've said this before, that if I can get 90% of the people to watch my video, that I usually get hired, because my video does a job of communicating that I am something different, than who I am and what it is I have to offer. So there's an appearance that competition is negative, but really the truth of it is it's proving that there are opportunities. The reason McDonald's and Burger King are on the same corner is because they know that there's that particular intersection is a good intersection for people to go and find something to eat for fast food, Mm-hmm. So the same thing with your magic. When you realize that there are abundance of opportunities out there, and look at it that way instead of saying you're not really competing with other magicians or really other acts or performers. You're actually competing in the mind of the prospect. So, but there's an opportunity when they need someone. It's where they go. Now, I'm not giving you a chance to jump in here. Do you have something you wanted to share?
No, I'm listening. This is
Oh,
good.
good. All right, I got more to say here.
I knew it.
So, the world is filled with opportunities. So the original question was, who is my competition, and is competition good? So we're in the second way of thinking, and that is competition is good because of the contrast. And so when you realize that there's competition, that means that there are more opportunities. Now you may say, I didn't get that gig, or I've never performed there. Well, go find someplace else. There's another somewhere, somehow, there's an opportunity for you to perform. I think I shared with people recently that a few years ago, I had a heart defibrillator company contact me, and they wanted me to do programs for their patients who had defibrillators placed into their bodies to help them accept the fact with a sense of humor. If you follow, Now that's an audience that I didn't even know existed, but there's an opportunity, and it showed up for me. Once again, I was not really competing with anybody else, but they wanted somebody like me to perform and make people laugh and to accept, their defibrillators. So competition is really only in your mind. Yeah. As you just implied a while ago, it's really an illusion because the truth is it's nothing but a field of possibilities and opportunities to perform your magic. All you have to do is go out there and find them. The real competition, as you implied a while ago, is ourselves. We have a tendency to allow things to come into our mind to keep us from pursuing the opportunities that are out there. So that's where your competition is. You are your strongest, your opposition, competition of being able to adjust your thinking and your perception.
Well, again, I don't believe it. I mean, competition, the only thing I think it's good for is it keeps you motivated because you think someone's going to get your gig.
Okay.
It keeps you, okay, I got to compete. I got to go forward. My old business partner, whenever I wanted to light a fire under him, I talk about his old boss and his expo that he's doing. All of a sudden he hits the phones. He's got that fear of competition. I look at it more strategically and logically. If there's only 365 days in a year, in your market, there's only so many magicians, storytellers, face painters, clowns, jugglers. There's only so many of those people. So if you can create an abundance of leads, your only job is to stay top of mind. Because eventually they're going to call up Bingo the Clown. He's going to go, I'm sorry, I'd love to do your company picnic, but I am so swamped. And they're going to call up your magician friend. And I would really like to, but I got a kid's birthday party I'm doing that weekend. And I don't think I can get there on time. So if you can get everybody else to be busy, all you got to do is show up. You just got to send them a postcard and have them go, this guy's available. I see his route sheet right here. He's got all these dates available. I'll give him a call. So I don't look at it as competition. I'm more about collaboration and how can we book our calendars with.
And that's why I want you to know who you think your competition is. Who else out there is doing what you do, because you can't do it all and they can't do it all. So it's good to know who your competition is. And
you mentioned competing with magicians versus other entertainers. My thing is, because of magic, the very nature of magic, we can do anything. A juggler can just juggle. Yes, he can juggle clubs or axes or drumsticks, but a magician can make them appear and multiply and change colors and levitate. And we can put your company logo on the juggling clubs and have them come out of nowhere in a puff of smoke. And we can do anything, anything.
Speaking of sticks, look what I got.
Yeah, see, there's an illusion right there.
There you go, right there. Which one is the longer one?
I want the black one. There's more to it.
Black one. Ah, but yes, but watch. I switched places, and now the white one's out ahead.
What the heck?
The white one's out ahead. Now, wait a second. So, what is the truth in this? You know, is one better than the other? Is there real competition, or are they the same?
Aha.
There we go.
Enlightenment.
Yeah, do you like what I did with those?
Yes, you flipped the script.
Don't tell my secret.
I'm not going to tell your secret. We'll leave that up to somebody's other
The truth is, we're all one working together. If you think about it, you know, I don't care. The whole object of it is to provide entertainment for senior audiences.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a difference if it's the storyteller or the actor or the comedian or the magician. We're all there present to help entertain the senior audiences.
Right.
They want it, they need it, and we have the gift to be able to provide that. So we're all interconnected. And so if you're looking at it as competition against each other, that's not that. It's just you positioning yourself in the minds of the people who are doing the hiring and look for the opportunities. Just look for the possibilities that are out there, as you just described and I've shared.
Yeah, I think a more strategic way would be to get 7 people together. You got one that's funny, one that does magic to music, one that does classical, one that does clowning. You get 7 of them together. And our whole goal is to get booked every single day of the year, 365 days a year. That's our goal. And we all just go and get all these senior things. And then all the face painters and the clowns and the storytellers, they don't get any work because we're busy working.
Right.
Capture the market, the big blue balloon story.
Right. So I hope that's helping people, or at least challenge you to think differently about competition, because we have a tendency to believe that someone's going to take our opportunity that we missed
Well, your average person thinks of competition as the other guy that's going to get the show instead of you.
I know.
And their only way of doing that is to lower their price so they get the job.
Yeah,
they think that's the reason.
You're right.
And I mean, it's part of the reason. You know, price is always a factor, but another price is this guy going to insult my audience? Are they bonded and insured so that if something happens, I'm covered? Are they going to show up on time? Are they going to miss the gig? You put that on the competition. I've never missed a show in my life. I'll be there. I'm dependable.
That says a lot. Believe it or
not. On your budget.
I actually put that in my promotional material, that I'm flexible and dependable, because not everybody can say it, but then everybody is able to do that sometimes.
Yeah,
flexible and dependable in our business is critical.
That's more valuable than being able to do a front and back palm.
To tell you the truth, that's true. I had experience last week at one of the senior centers I went to. Apparently, the activity director had never had a magician before and wasn't used to doing programs like I was going to present for them. So they put me in a room that was an activity room, but the chairs were not set up for everybody to be in front of me to watch the program. They were kind of like spread around and back here, and some people were coming in with wheelchairs and so forth. It was very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they were not used to seeing what I had to offer. So I did my best to try to get them to position themselves so everybody could see. But I literally had some people over my shoulder, and I had to turn around and show them. And it was a bit of a challenge. But
well, experience helps you acclimate to those situations where someone else would walk in and go, I don't know what to do. Normally I have a stage and a microphone. What am I going to?
And then there have been other guys that come in and say, I can't perform in this situation. You have to have it this way, this way, this way, And I've seen guys do that. And I understand why they do it. But at the same time, being flexible is important, and
It is. We got a comment here from somebody that says competition should make you a better performer.
That's right. That's who is that secret person? I wonder who that is.
Mr. Facebook user. It's an anonymous person.
Oh, he's a user. Oh, he's a user. Oh,
It's a Facebook user. That's okay. It's good to use Facebook.
oh, okay. Yeah. Well, once again, I hope that this frees some people up and letting go of the idea of being in competition, and ask yourself, where are the opportunities? Because that's what you want.
I think all these things are helpful to communicate about, because someone might be in that space of, my competition is this guy at the club and this guy at the club, and he's going to steal my lines, and that's really not your competition. I used to express to my expo guy friend that picture yourself at a 3-diamond baseball field, and you're on diamond number 2, and you're about to go to bat, and the pitcher's going to throw the ball, and you're worried about the competition. So you look over, because they're playing over on field 1. So you look, strike 1. Whoops. Hey, what happened there? So you get ready to go again, and you're worried about the other competition on field 3, and you, wait, what happened here?
Right. That's a good example. Right.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Yeah. Stay focused on you, on yourself, and where it is that you're throwing your energy, because that's what's making the difference and giving you the right position.
That's another thing too, because if they're like my competition, there's only one me.
That's right.
Only one.
That's right.
And I branded myself as MagicBrad, so there's only one of those. I have the domain name. Somebody can create a different domain name, like the real MagicBrad, I suppose. I've got that one too.
Yeah, one time I did that with some of my websites. I had variations of my domain name, but I found out after a while, once you establish yourself, it didn't make a difference, So
yeah, there's something to be said for, like, there's a guy that's local here. He's a pretty good performer. He's been around doing it. He does it full time. He calls himself Hondo.
Yeah.
His name is John Hughes. I've known him since before he was a math teacher. And then he was a math teacher, and then he gave up teaching and went into magic full time. And when oftentimes I go into a show and they go, hey, do you know Hondo? He's branded himself as the person. So that's my competition. So I hope he's here and people go, you know MagicBrad?
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'll figure it out. Okay.
So next week, I want to talk about creativity. I want to talk about, are you creative? So we're going to talk about those. That's another topic. It's interesting how some of these ideas and topics have been coming to me, but I just tap into the universe and I ask, what is it we need to talk about?
Maybe that's the next topic. We're going to talk about creativity.
Yeah, next week.
There's a cliffhanger for you, folks. Listen to this. Creativity is coming next. What's the difference? Imagination or creativity? Is it the same thing? The answer is next week.
You gotta wait till next week.
Okay, Steve, I'll pop you in the green room and you can have, I got some digital cherries, chocolate covered cherries back there.
Wow. That's too sweet for me. Unless you got a glass of milk.
You just swallow them whole and then it just goes right down. Well, there you have it, boys and berries. So that's the story. I got a little pop-up thing came here. What the heck was that? Okay, so next week we're going to be talking about creativity, imagination, imagineering, creating things out of nowhere, the infinite realm of possibility. That's all for now. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice?